Hey everyone, Piano Man Chuck here, and I'm here today with the Nord Piano 4. This is the successor to the Nord Piano 3. Now I've done a pretty detailed overview review of the Nord Piano 3, so if you haven't seen that, go back and watch that. I'll put a link in the description so that you can do that. But watch that first because this video is more of a what's new with the Piano 4 over what the Piano 3 was. So for starters, we now have 16 banks of 25 programs for a total of 400, as opposed to 4 banks of 50 programs for a total of 200. Another improvement, we have now 6 types of 20 models for 120 locations for pianos, as opposed to 6 types of 9 models for 54 locations of pianos. And we now have seamless transitions, which is really cool. Let me show you something here. So everything you've seen me go from one sound thing to another, it's seamless. You don't hear any abrupt changes. Nothing cuts out. So, and it's becoming an industry standard, and Nord has that now. So that's really cool. Now we have layers and splits with split point crossfades, and that's another super cool feature in this board. So let me demonstrate. When you go ahead and turn split on, notice that the default split is set here on this F key as indicated by this green LED, and that is cool too because I played a lot of venues where it's really dark and you can't see anything. But when you have an LED indicating where your split point is, boy, does that help out a lot. And you can set your split point, of course, to any place that you want as long as it's predetermined C or F. That's where their LEDs are. So just to go and show you, split position, see how I can set that to wherever I want over here. Now the thing with the split point crossfades, when I put this on width, now watch, I'm going to turn the synth section on. And look at when I pass this point right here, the split point, the piano abruptly comes in. And if I go up the other way, see how the synth strings come in right away, abruptly. Now, if I don't want that abrupt change, what I can do is go ahead and set the width. Here's a small width. So and notice that the LED changed color to yellow to indicate that I've got a small cross split point over here. So it's not abrupt anymore. So the piano on the left of the split point and the synth strings on the right, as I approach the split point, the strings are brought in before the split point. And as I pass the split point, the piano is still there but fading out as I go up. And if I want to make that a wider width, larger, I can do that. When you have a wide width, of course, the LED changes to red. Okay, so much for that. And oh, also, while you're in split point mode, so notice that I have piano on the left and synths on the right. I can change that around just by pressing a button. Synths are now on the left, piano on the right. Lovely. And now we have an enhanced organized mode as well. So if I go ahead and hit Shift and Organize, now I'm in an organized mode where You can see everything over here. Everything. And what I can do is I can mark stuff, I can swap it, I can move it, I can place this any order I want. So this is really cool when I'm on stage performing. I want to find something really fast. I've organized it to the way I like to have it. They also have a numeric pad for direct program access, which is cool, but I don't use that. I like to use the program name, so I'm cool with that. Now, the piano section, all right, that's greatly expanded polyphony. We're now at 120 note polyphony. Before, it was like 40 and 60 for mono, stereo, whatever it was. And people were complaining about that, even though there was really never a problem. People that were playing the previous model with the lower polyphony really never had a problem. But now with 120 note polyphony, you'll definitely not have a problem. We now have creative piano filters as well. And that's over here named EQ. So I'll put it on soft, mid, and bright. There's also Dyno 1 and Dyno 2, which are not active at this time. I'm at OS version 1.02. It's not using that, but a future version of the OS will take that into account, and you're going to have that. I can't wait to see what they do with that. Now the sample synth section, and it's called sample synth, but to make it clearer for you, there's two sections here. There's piano and non-piano. Now the piano section comprises piano, harpsichords, clavs, electric pianos, and so on and so forth. The sample synth section really should be called everything else. And unlike the stage series, which has an organ section, this does not. But that doesn't mean you can't have organs. Organs are not piano. They fall in the category of everything else. So they would go in the sample synth section. Really cool. You can have anything in any section. The piano section is not limited to the pianos that you have on here. You can go to the Nord website and load any type of piano that you want from the Nord piano library, or any kind of sample synth that you want from the sample synth library. Now the sample synth library is also increased to 512 megabytes, and that's a lot for sample synth. They don't use as much memory as a piano takes. The effects section, in the reverb section, which used to have 6 different reverb settings, now you have 3, plus you have a bright mode. So when I turn the reverb on, I go to stage, say, and I put that on 3.6. And I activate bright. And let's turn that off to show you the difference. Turn it back on. Subtle difference, but that bright is there for each of the 3 settings, giving you a total of 6 different settings. And it's really cool, and like I've showed you in previous videos, increasing the reverb is really easy and definitely noticeable, unlike some other manufacturers where you can turn on the reverb, you can increase it, and you barely notice that there's any reverb at all. This is really good. There's a new vibe effect in the effects 2 section. So let's turn that on, and we're going to go to vibe. Alright, so you get what vibe is all about. Let's turn that off. And there's a new tube overdrive, which is labeled DIST in the amp compression section. And of course, the DIST stands for distortion. So let's go to the amp compression section, turn that on. Let's go to distortion. And let's go ahead and activate it. Really cool. I love that feature. And it doesn't have to be for piano, it can be for either one. Now, all of these sections you can turn on whether the effects are for piano or sample synth or both. Very, very, very cool. And with the pedals, again, this comes with the Nord triple pedal, which is this right here. Not only is it a triple pedal with sustain, it is a half damper for sustain. And you also have pedal noise if you want it. Very cool. Then you got the sostenuto pedal and the una corda pedal. Now this is really cool to come with this because this is like a $499 separate purchase. Very cool. In addition to just having a sustain pedal or the Nord triple pedal, you can also have a expression pedal. So what I have here is a Pro line. It's a $30 US expression pedal, $29.95. And it does the job for me. So rather than spend a lot of money on a Roland or a Yamaha pedal, let me go into over here in the system menu. The control pedal, which I was just talking about. All right, I have it set for a Yamaha FC7. You can set it for other things like Roland EV7, Yamaha FC7, Korg, Fatar SL, but I'm going to keep it at Yamaha because it works best with this particular Pro line. And as I move this pedal, I'm going to go down and you'll see it'll decrease down to 59% and up to 100%. Okay? So if I go ahead and turn on the synth section, let me turn off the piano for a second. And I'm going to turn on the volume pedal. Alright, I'm decreasing the volume as you can see and increasing. So that when I'm layering piano and synth, I can bring out the synth, I can bring it in. Very cool feature to have. And one more thing that's pretty cool over here. Let me go back over here to output routing mode. Its output routing is set for stereo right now. So what you're hearing is stereo. Now if I'm going to turn on the synth as well, you're hearing both piano and synth coming out of your left and right speakers. But if I change that to left piano and right synth, anything piano, let me turn off the synth, anything piano is coming out of your left speaker. And let me turn off the piano and turn on the synth. Anything synth is coming out of your right speaker. And if I have them both on, the piano is going to come out of the left and the synth on the right. Check it out. It's a really cool feature to have. So that's pretty much it, but let me talk about the key bed. It uses a Fatar TP40H, just like it used in the Nord Piano 3. But I swear this is a little bit different in the Nord Piano 4. Now I don't know if they've done anything different, but I do know that when you try a TP40H on any other keyboard, you're getting a TP40H as it comes from Fatar, the manufacturer. On Nord pianos, they customize it at their factory. So what they do is they tweak it, they calibrate it, they customize it, maybe they replace the felt, who knows what they do. But I swear this is much better, much more responsive than the Nord Piano 3. I love the action on this. Now, granted, it's not a high-end Kawai or a high-end Yamaha. Those two are the best in the world, but they build acoustic concert grand pianos, so they kind of know how to build the high-end stuff when it comes to keyboard actions on digital pianos. But you're going to pay for that. But it turns out when you're playing this, the action is really good. The connection between you as a pianist and this keyboard is just unreal. That's why I do my most creative stuff with this board. You know it's built solid. It's metal, solid. These things don't wobble. The switches are solid. Everything is really top notch on this. So if I had to compare the key bed to something else, an existing key bed with another manufacturer, I'd say more like a Korg RH3 that you'll find in the SV1 or the Kronos or the Grand Stage, or something more like something between the Kawai ES110 and the MP7. It's really nice. It's their virtual hammer action technology. And of course, it's graded and so on and so forth. Anyway, this has been it in a nutshell, and I hope this has helped you out. Piano Man Chuck, peace out. Thanks for watching.